Hi, my name is Iona Macleod Hughes and I'm running to be the SRC's Vice President Student Support.
Hi, so what have you done in your role as LGBTQ plus Equality Officer that makes you qualified to move into the VP Student Support role?
Sure, so having worked under the Vice President Student Support, I've got a really good understanding of what the job actually entails. I've been sitting on the Welfare Forum all year and I've been sitting on the Gender and Sexual Orientation Diversity Group. Through those I have looked at a wealth of intersectional issues, not just LGBTQ+, although I have definitely looked at that. I have looked at issues like housing, employment, disability inclusion, mental health, CAPS, all that sort of thing. So through working as a welfare officer, I've definitely been exposed to the job of VPSS in such a way that I think I'm definitely well prepared and well placed to actually make positive change in the role.
Okay, cool. Obviously supporting students' mental health has become a key part of the SRC support services.
Mm-hmm.
So how will you build on what's already been done by previous student supports in this area? And do you think that the current services such as Nightline are actually fit for purpose, or could they be changed or improved?
Yeah, so I do think that Nightline's pretty fantastic actually. I would really like to see Nightline continue as it is. In terms of the other things that other people have brought in, so actually one of the things I really want to do, and I couldn't fit it into the 500 word manifesto, is I really want to work on Look After Yourself to make it a year-round campaign. I think it's great that we do it during exam de-stress, but I also think that people need help and people need support throughout the year. I'd want to see a monthly Look After Yourself event that combat social isolation, because for me social isolation has been such a massive part of mental illness that I've experienced at university. I would of course continue the work on lobbying CAPS, and I'd really want to work to improve equality university training within CAPS so that people get the best experience possible when they're actually through the door. Yeah, so the other thing is peer support, peer support. So many people within the SRC this year have been pushing for it, and I think peer support has the opportunity to be fantastic, but I would really want to make sure that I'm using the post to make sure that the university doesn't use peer support as a way to divest from CAPS. I'd want to make sure that both can be done in alignment with each other, and that people who are peer supporters get all the recognition that they deserve for that, and that they're not being taken advantage of.
Okay. Just coming back to that point about social isolation you made there,
yeah.
I know what you talk about in your manifest, but getting kind of people involved who are socially isolated, events and stuff for them. I don't know, how would you take on the challenge of, because obviously these students are going to be socially isolated and probably not so inclined to go to events because they are socially isolated, if you know what I mean?
Okay.
So how would you address that challenge?
Sure, so when I was in, for example, first year, the SRC did run social events, but I had no idea they were going on. And I struggled to join clubs and societies because I didn't have a friend to go along with. So the whole point of running social events is that you don't need to have a background in anything to go into it, and you don't need to have skills to go into it. I think that by publicising them a lot better than they were publicised in the past, people would know they're there, and advertising it in terms of you are welcome to come to this, whoever you are, we're running it so that you can come and hang out with us and take part in something. And I'd really like to work with the Welfare and Equal Opportunities officers. There's 9 months of the year and there's 9 officers. I'd like to work with them so that they can focus on kind of a tilt to all of them, so that maybe one is for Black History Month and we get the race equality officer involved, for example, so that it's not just a case of come along if you want, it's actually targeting people's interests and making it something that people find approachable and want to come along to.
Yeah, I also, on the point of events, you also said about having events during Freshers Week for non-traditional students.
Yeah.
Who would these non-traditional students be, and what would the events actually be designed for these non-traditional?
Yeah, so I've definitely thought about that in a lot of detail, and I've planned about and spoken to a lot of bodies about this. The non-traditional students are groups identified by the university already, such as mature students. So I think that there should be night events for mature students, because a lot of people that are in maybe their 30s might not want to go and party with 18-year-olds, but that doesn't mean that they don't want to go to night events and Freshers Week. So working with the Mature Students Association, the Gilchrist, Postgrad Club, all of that to make mature students events. I'd want to run events during the day in a kind of more calm environment, like movie screenings and that sort of thing, so that people who maybe aren't interested in the party and night events still have somewhere to go on to.
So the SRC has actually had the long-term issue of a lack of student awareness regarding their support services.
Yeah.
How do you intend to change this to make students more aware of the services the SRC provide for them?
Sure, so I would hope that if events are able to run, that would be an opportunity to talk to people and actually get the message out there. But otherwise, I think by making Look After Yourself just a bit more visible online, and maybe having like blog posts from not just the sabbatical officers would be a good way to get the SRC out there. I do think engagement is a struggle, and getting people to be aware of what we have is definitely a struggle, but I would want to look at all avenues possible to make sure that it is being looked at. I had another point, I just blanked.
Yeah, it's fine, you can
Sorry.
sort of come back to it later.
I have a lot of anxiety.
So yeah, how do you believe the proposed online reporting tool for bad landlords will help stop them? So how do you believe this will actually be like more effective than just like complaining about your landlord to citizens' advice or like to local council? Like having it specifically through the SRC, how would it be different?
Right, so the point of that is to help people engage with the advice service. So sorry, that's what I was going to say to the other one, is improved online resources. What I tried to do this year, and it was kind of held up quite a bit, was working on crisis resources. I'd also like to work on general on-campus resources as VPSS, so things like housing opportunities. I think that by having an online reporting tool that would direct issues directly to the advice centre, or perhaps other bodies if they were relevant as well, that would give people immediate access to knowing what's the best course of action to do in that situation. I also think that students don't really, especially a lot of international students, aren't too aware of the citizens' advice. So I would want to make sure that people just know that they have somewhere to go, and I think an online reporting tool, even if it mainly exists to give people the idea that they have somewhere to go, just would help people actually access the support that is available. Because like you said, people aren't engaging with the support they have, people aren't aware that it exists. So that's one way I'd like to
So you're saying it's like more about like getting them engaging with the SRC rather than like stopping the landlords themselves, would you say, or is it?
Well, it's helping people to pursue the appropriate route. So the SRC can't just ask landlords to be nice to the people that they're extorting. But what we can do is show people how to hold their landlords to account. There is also the possibility, if it would be allowed, that if there was ever to be some sort of a legal case against any particular body, being able to have this bank of evidence that says you have extorted this many Glasgow Uni students, there's clearly a problem there. So it would have the potential to exist for a bank, but also it would largely be about helping people know what to do to get out of the situation. Yeah.
Okay. Just another question. So you talked about vetting and accrediting employers that are like offering opportunities through the career service. So how would this process actually be carried out of vetting?
Yeah, so this was something that came up in the Gender and Sexual Orientation Diversity group, was that the issue of, specifically in terms of LGBT people, the large number of LGBT people that aren't able to be out of the closet when they leave university. And I brought up the fact that that's the case for a lot of minority groups. I think that there's a lot of great accreditation out there. For example, Stonewall have one for LGBT, and other organisations have it for other groups as well. So I would directly contact the career service, and I would go through the university channels to just bring up the issue of, can you at the very least better advertise what accreditation companies have, and have a little box maybe on the internship hub or at careers fairs to say that you have these. If there have been significant cases with companies, for example, people reporting that there has been, for example, inequality, or people have been reporting that a known company doesn't give people the opportunity for professional development, not inviting them to careers fairs, for example.